Little shameless plug here. I have a niece whose name is Amber Straughn. She's an astronomer, works with NASA as an astrophysicist. She grew up in the town of Bee Branch, Arkansas. I didn't really say that the way she pronounced it. But population 120. And she says that she was growing up, there wasn't anything to do in that town, so the only thing to be entertained was she'd climb on top of the roof of her folks' house and look out at the stars. And as a little kid, that's how she became an astronomer for NASA a few years later. So any of you who would like to introduce your kids to stars, you never know where that might go. She has been involved with the Hubble Space Telescope since pretty much the beginning, and has had particular part of their program has been she's tried to look at galaxies that are still in formation. And they don't have that spiral look, you know, with the tail going off this way and the tail going on this way. They're just getting started. And so they're usually some sort of mushy little round thing and with a very little tail coming off of it. And she calls those tadpole galaxies. And pretty much, you know, it takes a few more million years than it does a tadpole, but the tail gets a little longer and then other things stretch out. And that's her specialty with the Hubble telescope. But one of the things that the Hubble has done is to give us much more knowledge about our galaxy and a few that are nearby. One of the things she mentioned in a speech she made not long ago to the Library of Congress, she just casually threw off, oh, by the way, all the astrophysicists were high-fiving it because they found the 1,000th star in the Milky Way that has planets. So there's at least 1,000 stars in one galaxy that have planets. She hastens to say now, what they look for is what's called Goldilocks galaxy planets. They're not too close to the star, not too far away. You know, it's not too hot, not too cold, but it could be something like Earth. Earth is a Goldilocks planet. It's just right to have human habitation. But she's saying now, in 2018, there will be a new telescope called the James Webb Telescope. And one of the things it's going to be able to do is to find details about much, much farther away than our neighboring, our galaxy and our neighboring galaxy. It's not going to have glass optics. It's going to have infrared signals that can be converted into mathematical formulas, and they can be translated into plain English so that folks like me can keep up with it. But one of the things that will allow it to do what it's going to do is they're going to send it out 1 million miles from Earth so that everything between here and 1 million miles won't get in its path. So obviously if it's going to be out there, it's not going to be able, you can't send anybody up there to repair it like they did the Hubble when it started, you know, having something. So you got to have it perfect. And then you got to send this perfect thing out 1 million miles. And then in addition to that, the temperature out there is colder than anything on Earth that can be manufactured. So the people who are making the parts, they can't find the exact temperature that will be out there. They have to do mathematical formulas. Well, if it cracks or falls apart at this temperature, what's it going to do at that next temperature? So they just do mathematical formulas to try to imagine what would happen out there. So she's involved in designing the parts of the James Webb that will get out there and see the dust that is forming galaxies. They haven't been long enough to have a little tadpole yet. They haven't even made up their mind what they're going to be. There is just dust out there. But she can kind of tell, yeah, but given enough time, that will turn into a galaxy. So what her contribution is to create a design that would allow her to spend the rest of her career looking at stardust and trying to figure out what it could be. So the Hubble, which is currently in existence, and the Webb, which is being manufactured, are giving us truly exciting ways of understanding our universes. One of the interesting things she said about the Hubble was they built that with questions in mind. And they thought, if we ask the right question and then we do the right design on this Hubble telescope, we'll get the answers. Well, sure enough, in most cases, they got the answers. But really great science raises more questions than it does to answer. So now they have a whole set of questions, and they're trying to create the James Webb telescope, to try to answer some of the questions that they can't answer but were raised by the Hubble. And it's only supposed to last 10, 15 years, so they'll start getting signals back from that, and that'll give them some questions to start building the next telescope to answer that set of questions. So I kind of like that as a philosophy of life. If you're a good Unitarian, you have lots of questions and you have lots of answers. But if you have any decent kinds of answers, they will raise questions. And so what is it the kids have on here? Unitarian church where all your answers are questioned. That's a kind of a scientific approach. But then you do get answers and then more questions. So what are we to make of these reminders that symbols that help us understand ourselves are just beginning? And it's interesting to study all those old, ancient symbols of stars and what they've done to build things like farms and cities and cultures. What are we going to be doing in the years to come once we know more about our universe? A couple of things. For me, it changes the meaning of the word universalism. When it was first created a couple of centuries ago as a movement, the Universalist movement was primarily saying all the world faiths and non-faiths have something to offer. And so my faith is a universal faith because I accept and recognize there's something good in all faiths and non-faiths. But at the heart of the word is the word universe. So now we have to think, well, it isn't just the Buddhists and the Muslims and the Hindus and the atheists. What else is out there? And I wonder if those Goldilocks planets out there in our galaxy or other galaxies, I wonder if there's people out there or figures of some kind that can ask questions about us to where we might be an answer to one of their questions. All the science fiction is talking about how some superior civilizations out there, and is going to come in and just wipe us out. We don't know that. I'm a little afraid that so far our record is not that good, that whenever we find something new, we like to tear it up. So it changes the meaning of universalism for me to say, I'm a part of the universe. It also changes the meaning of wonder. Scientists who are out there on the frontiers of space reading all kinds of complicated mathematical formulas tell me once they grasp the meaning of those formulas, something happens to their hearts. They're filled with wonder. They're filled with amazement. It's not like they take life for granted anymore. And so it's like the more you know about the universe, the less self-satisfied and the less taking yourself for granted you can be. So the meaning of wonder is going to be created anew in the coming days. And finally, it's going to change the way we think about our place in the universe. It's not like we were created to figure out how to monetize everything in our hands and just get rich tearing things up. What science is now telling us is anytime you tear up any part of the planet, you're tearing up a part of yourself, because you and the Earth and the galaxy and the universe are all made of stardust. So the telescopes and the research that I've mentioned, and the questions and the answers and the new questions as far on as we can imagine, should put us in places where, doubt and faith aren't two different things. They're just kind of parts of a continuum. You go through doubt in order to find an answer. Then the answer creates new doubt. And then you go looking for another answer. So we shouldn't be worried about, I'm in a place of doubt, or I finally found my faith. Hopefully, you won't hold it for long. And it'll create new questions. That's what life is about. So may we create new ways to discover and celebrate ourselves as the way Stardust has combined, a unique way to be able to reflect upon itself. We are Stardust reflecting on itself, not just for our own short-sighted benefits, but for humbly realizing we are the universe that, as far as we know, are the only parts of the universe that are aware and awake. That's worth wonder.